What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I feel like every time I do a video now, it's like, hey, I know it's been a while, man. Hey, cut me some slack. You know, real life, dude, it comes and goes. Peaks and valleys, that's the motto I live by, man. Sometimes things are going really good, and then sometimes things are going really bad, and you never know when it's going to go up or down, but right now it's up. You know, we did take a little break from Warframe right after Zerman. We made it to rank 5. We played with some of the incarnate weapons and everything like that, and I just didn't really feel like there was a whole lot of content that wasn't covered already. It's a small update, but it's a pretty cool one. A lot of the new game modes and stuff, pretty cool. There's some kinks to work out still, but we did have fun with it, and we made it to rank 5 pretty quick, and we played with all the new incarnate weapons and stuff like that, got them to max rank. So I wanted to kind of travel back in time, venture on to the Necralisk. This is actually the only free roam hub that I'm not rank 5 in. I really didn't mess with the Necralisk all that much. Dipping my toes back into the infested sands, if you will, and getting myself ranked up. And while I was doing it, I thought, you know what, I did a Fortuna debt bond video, which is popping up in the top right if you ever have a question about Fortuna and debt bonds and how those kind of work and how to increase your standing and reputation with Solaris and Vox Solaris. This video is going to be very much the same. We're going to go over mother tokens, grandmother tokens, Otak tokens, daughter tokens, son tokens, father tokens, and a little bit of Lloyd mixed in between. We're going to be talking about how to get everybody's tokens and what they mean. I know when we jump into these free roams, especially these hubs, we kind of look at the bounties and we go and do the bounties. We get some mods, we get some Warframe parts and maybe some weapon parts and stuff. And unless there's a special event or something going on, we really don't mess with it all that much outside of bounties. Mostly because, at least in my case, it's a little bit confusing and daunting when you're looking at all these different things. There's all these different resources and spinal this and bone this and mutagen this, especially in the Necralisk anyway. You know, it's a lot of stuff. We know what mutagen mass is. We knew what mutagen samples are, but we don't know what any of these mutagen, Dayquil, Nyquil, spinal columns are. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to clear these things up and help you understand the Necralisk a little bit more and how to get some of the mother tokens and son tokens and father tokens and stuff like that really easy, and how everything kind of intertwines with each other. So without further ado, let's get into it and talk about Entrati family tokens. If you enjoyed this content, or if this video helped you, please like and subscribe down below. We do videos like this often, probably not often enough, and y'all can shoot me for that one. I get it, but I appreciate the fact we're almost at 1,000 subs, man. And look, dude, y'all are killing it, and I'm glad these videos have helped you thus far. Hopefully I haven't lost you at this point. If I did, stick around just a little bit more. You're gonna learn something. Let's get back into the video. So first we're going to pause the game and we're going to go to fast travel. This is going to bring up all the different family members that have a token. We have mother tokens, father tokens, daughter tokens, Otak tokens, grandmother tokens, and son tokens. Lloyd, however, does not have any tokens, but he's kind of like the Vox Solaris, the little duck of the Necralisk, so keep that in mind. I'll go over each and every one of these relative, but probably not in order. We'll probably go for mother first, and then we'll kind of work in everybody else as it makes sense, because I want this information to come to you as fluid as possible so that you understand it and it makes more sense instead of just throwing a bunch of information at you that you kind of have to put together like a puzzle. So first, let's head on over to mother.
Welcome, Tenno. There is no doormat, but feel free to wipe your feet on my husband. He won't dare stop you.
So when we look at mother, first thing we see is Entrati Standing and bounties. Entrati Standing is where you're going to go to rank up from neutral to rank 1 to rank 2 to rank 3. When you look at the rank up options, you're going to have different things that pop up. In my case, to get to rank number 4, I'm going to need father tokens and son tokens, and yes, this Zerum mutagen and Areoli mutagen, we're not going to worry about this, so act like you don't even see this. So we are going to need at least one of each of those tokens to rank up to the next rank. Well, how do we get father token and son tokens, much less daughter tokens and grandmother tokens and everything like that? Well, we're going to get into it, but mother is the easiest one to get mother tokens from. When it comes to mother, she is like the Utico of the Necralisk. She is going to give you your rank ups, and she's going to give you your bounties. When it comes to bounties in the Necralisk, yes, they have tier 1s and tier 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s, just like every other free roam like Cetus or Fortuna. But two very specific things that are unique to the Necralisk are the endless bounties, which is going to be 3 objectives per round. So you're going to do one objective, then move on to the next one, then move on to the next one, and that's going to clear a round. And the more of these rounds that you do, it's going to add 15% more mother tokens for every round you complete. So if you do like an hour of these, that's going to add a lot of mother tokens on top of each other. Plus, this drop table is pretty damn big. You have the Jugulus, Carnus, and the Saxum sets within this, all the way up to the rare version. Plus you have some relics and some amber stars and stuff like that. But pay attention here, mother tokens start at 42 and it only goes up from there. Another thing unique to the Necralisk are what's called ISO vaults, and you may have seen these in the chat sometime looking for ISO vault tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Well, this is what they're talking about. And ISO vaults is how you're going to get damaged Necramech parts and resources that you're going to need to build a Necramech later on top of a bunch of Necramech mods. Now these, the tier 1, maybe even the tier 2, you might not need too much help with, but the tier 3 is, it's pretty tough. There's going to be 3 Necramechs down there that you're going to have to fight, and if you don't have a Necramech, then it's going to be even tougher. But if you have a couple people there to help you, you may get through it relatively easy, especially if one of those people, maybe even 2 of them, already have a Necramech to help you out and get you through there. Now that is not the important part, however. Once you complete the main objective and you kill these Necramechs, you're going to have to find an ISO vault. The ISO vault is completely random. If you've ever looked for some of the Dragon Key vaults located on Deimos, well, this is very similar to that. It's going to be very random. It's always going to spawn one, and you're going to have to find it within all the tentacles and nerve systems that are within these caves during these ISO vault missions. Once you find it, you're going to have to use your spoiler mode and spawn Lloyd, and Lloyd is going to go around. He's going to go to a couple of different pillars, and he's going to need to be protected, so do not let him die. If he dies, you won't be able to get into the ISO vault. Once he's done, he will head back to that door, show you 4 different glyphs, and those glyphs, if you've ever done a Kuvalich or a Sister of Parvos, those are from the Requiem mods. Those are the very same symbols you're going to see on those mods. So Lord have mercy, I'm sorry I'm boring you, Mom. Give me a second, alright? You're the most boring. We're getting you out the way. From top to bottom, you're going to have to remember the order. If you've done it correctly, boom, the door's going to open and you're going to get access to a lot of different resources that's going to help you in building your Necramech. Not to mention, you're going to get mother tokens from completing this, and maybe even some really good rewards from the bounty itself. And just one tidbit of information here. As you look through the tier 1, this is a tier 1 that's going to give you 15 mother tokens. This is a tier 1 going to give you 30 mother tokens. And the higher the tier, the more mother tokens you'll get. And I'm seeing this because of the top left, right under brute force, you'll see that token with a 15. This is going to give you 15 mother tokens for this bounty alone. You're going to get a lot of mother tokens just by doing bounties, and you'll probably get thousands and thousands the more that you do bounties, and you won't even realize it. What about daughter and son and father tokens and things like that? So next we're going to move over to grandmother, which is one of the best resources here on the Necralisk when it comes to family tokens. As you rack up a lot of those mother tokens and you've run out of things to really use mother tokens for, fret not, my friend, because if you need standing to rank up in the Necralisk, you can use those mother tokens and all the other family member tokens by going to trade tokens for Entrati Standing. This is going to give you an overview of how much each token is worth. For instance, grandmother tokens are worth 1500 standing, son tokens are worth 500 standing, and the rest I think are 100. Mother tokens are 100, father tokens 100, daughter tokens 100, and Otak are 100. If I needed standing, which is down here on the bottom right, I would use mother tokens. I would go ahead and select how many mother tokens I wanted to use to convert into standing. Another option is mend the family. Essentially what this is you're going to trade resources that you found within the Necralisk to get a certain kind of family token. In this case, it's father tokens. Up here in the top left is another one that's asking for resources, and this one would give us 3 son tokens. As you're out there in the Necralisk doing bounties or fishing or hunting or whatever the case is, you're going to be cracking open a bunch of quote-unquote canisters, and you're going to be killing a lot of enemies that are also going to drop some resources. So those can be used here to get a lot of different kinds of family tokens, so keep that in mind. And the last one we'll talk about here with grandmother is exchange family tokens. In this one, you can take other family tokens and turn them into grandmother tokens. If we were to click on this trade Entrati Intrigue, I would be giving both of my son tokens for 1 grandmother token. And all of these options are going to give you a grandmother token in the end. Some of them give you 2, some of them give you 3, but you're going to need to have a lot of other family member tokens to be able to get those. And this is why the grandmother tokens are worth the most, because they're relatively the hardest ones to get. But on the flip side of that, all the other family members' tokens are easier to get thanks to grandmother herself. Now let's get down into the nitty gritty. We still have father, daughter, Otak, son, and a little bit of Lloyd left. And I think what we'll do is just go from top to bottom. So father is actually going to be your kit gun warehouse. Not very much to go over with father. This is how you build kit guns, which are custom weapons that you craft, you know, the barrel, the receiver, and things like that to make a very unique gun. So I won't go over that as we're trying to focus on tokens here, but that is pretty much what father does. However, if you look at the top of the menu, it says parts requisition. This might seem a little confusing. Looking at it, you might think it's part of the kit gun. This is where you can take a lot of the resources that you've gotten from the Cambion Drift and use them towards getting father tokens. I need Pustulite, Ganglion, and Lucent Terraglobe, and I'll get 3 father tokens. So I'm just going to go ahead and burn through every single one of these options because I actually need father tokens a lot right now. And before I burn through this last one, just notice it's 2.5 hours until this rotates, so you will have the ability to do this multiple times. And that's it. Now I have 18 father tokens, as you can see up here in the top right. So that was a pretty good haul, and I had like thousands and thousands of those resources he was asking for, so why not just burn through them? So check out father, go to parts requisition, get yourself some father tokens. Next we're going to go visit daughter, and she's where you can go to get all your fishing gear, fishing rods, fishing lures, cut fish, and fish trophies. Now just like we did with father, I'm not going to go through everything that she does. To get daughter tokens, you want to go to Exocrine Assignments. This is again where you can trade in resources and fish parts to get some of her tokens. I'm not going to be able to get all of these as I don't have all of the things she's looking for, but if I were to go and fish and have her cut the fish, I would get a lot of the resources that she's looking for, and I would be able to get a lot more of these tokens. But I'm going to go ahead and burn through all the options that I have. That way I have some daughter tokens on hand because right now I only have 7. So now that we're done with that, I went from 7 to 15 daughter tokens. That's quite a bit, and all I had to do was give some resources I wasn't really going to use anyway. Moving on, we're going to go to Otak, which is the headquarters for mining gear. So as I said, you'll get a lot of these blueprints that you can buy from Otak, and these are going to be used to craft very unique weapons and resources that you're going to need get here on the Necralisk, but that's not what we're focused on. What we're focused on is Otak tokens. If we go up to the top to Extraction Expeditions, we can actually use a lot of those resources that we've mined or found within Cambion Drift to get some of his tokens, and I'm going to go ahead and burn through that right now. And now up in the top right, we have 10 Otak tokens. Last but not least, we are going to talk about the Sun and the Sun tokens. So the Sun has quite a bit of options in comparison to all the other family members. And this is where things can be a little daunting when you open up a menu with a character and there's like 7 things looking at you and you have no idea what any of it means. Don't worry, it's very simple. The Sun is who you go to for any of your hunting equipment needs. So if we go to Browse Wares, we're going to see all these different lures for different animals and things like that. And down here we're going to have a trank rifle, which only costs 500 standing to get. And you don't even have to build it, but you do have to equip it in your gear wheel in your arsenal. Once you get this, you can tranquilize the wildlife, especially the ones that you're trying to capture. Some of these you're going to need to capture to rank up. I think from rank 2 to rank 3 requires the Predasite and the Avichaea, I think is how it's pronounced. Without that trank rifle, you will kill them and it won't count. So you want to put them to sleep. You want to extract them. The better the capture is, meaning pretty much there's no errors along the way. The better the capture, the more tags you're going to get, and those tags are what you're going to need to rank up within the Entrati family with Mother. And if you remember, what I need is Sun tokens, Father tokens, Areoli Mutagen, and Zera Mutagen. So this is where I'm going to get those 2 blueprints, and I'm going to have to use those resources in order to craft this Zera Mutagen and the Areoli Mutagen. So Sun is very important when it comes to ranking up. But how do we get Sun tokens? What you're going to want to do is go to Capture Deimos Wildlife. Just like every other family member, there are items that you're going to want to trade in order to get some of their tokens. In this case with the Sun, it's going to be tags from animals out in the Cambion Drift. So right now, I have 2 sun tokens, and I'm just going to burn through these and get some more. And now I have 9 sun tokens. So that pretty much wraps it up with this Necralisk guide covering mother tokens, grandmother tokens, daughter tokens, son tokens, father tokens, and Otak tokens. If there's anything about Lloyd that you have a question with, don't be afraid to leave it down in the comments or come ask us in our Discord. The link is down in the description and it's pinned down in the comment section below. I hope this has helped you understand a little bit more about the Necralisk and the Entrati family standing. Don't forget to get that tranquilizer, and don't forget to go to grandmother and check in to see what kind of stuff you can trade in to get any of the family member token. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'm working this weekend, but I am off today and I'm trying to enjoy it as best I can before I get back into it, man. I appreciate all the support from you guys, man. I love you. I appreciate it. Come join the Discord. Come have some fun with us in Warframe. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. We'll catch you on the next video, man. Peace.
Mm-hmm.